how to start your Monday morning. Start the fire, boil the water, grind the coffee, add filter, coffee in the filter, water into filter, watch it drip, more water, watch it drip some more, fill your cup, raise your cup, and no. Leave the house and leave it up to the professionals to make the coffee. I'll stick to the conversations. Welcome to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, this is Caffeinated Conversations and our 97th episode. I am so excited about that. That means 97 Mondays we've been doing this. And I think it's a little bit more than 97 cups of coffee. I know I've had way more than that during the show. So thank you again for being with us. And, you know, I just am so thrilled with the guests that we have here. We've actually, in full disclosure, we've been having a lot of fun before. Now they're like sitting there all well-behaved, but don't let them fool you. They'll loosen up, right? Yes. Okay, so today's show is really all about transforming lives through leadership and the kinds of leadership that is rooted in service, compassion, and of course, community. But before we jump in, I actually want to, and look, I told you my phone is ringing. My mom is calling again. I told you. So speaking of my mom, there has been this text scam going on, and it's the whole thing of, hey, you get a text from a number you don't recognize. They're not in your contacts, and they say, do you want to have a cup of coffee? And then when you say, oh, well, who's this? They'll say, oh, do you not remember we said we'd have coffee? Well, my mom, that happened to her last week, and she thought they were texting her for me to meet them for coffee because she doesn't drink coffee. But then she's like, oh, are you texting for my daughter? And then, of course, they're like, well, sure, that's fine. So this conversation went on and on where they're asking her, they're saying that they're coming from Canada to Detroit in Christmas time, and that they wondered if there were things that she liked to do in town and if she could show them around, maybe take them to the theater and stuff. So while this is going on, she's texting me. And I'm saying, you know what, I think you should stop responding. First of all, you don't drink coffee. Second of all, why are you going to go to the theater with somebody that you don't know, right? I mean, so she kind of corresponded a little bit more with them. In fact, I've got a picture of it. I'm going to read it because I was like, Mom, what are you doing? So they said to her, okay, sorry, I'm bothering you. My assistant may have given me the wrong number. Let me double check it. So then my mom gives them the thumbs up. So then it says, they come back to her and say, oh, I accidentally sent a message to the wrong number, but I've already been in touch with Miss Eva. I hope this did not cause you any trouble, but I notice you have a very similar number. Are you in Michigan? So then my mom says, that's not a problem. Yes, by the way, I am. So then it just goes from there. So then they're talking about the theater, and they're saying, I wonder if you would want to be my tour guide when I arrive in Detroit after Christmas. I'd love to have some fun. So my mom is corresponding through text with them, but she's letting me know what's going on too. And I'm like, just block the number. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, if there's names on there, then Google the names. And she's like, oh, do you think I should? And I'm like, just try, see what happens. Turns out it was like a dead jazz singer that was texting her. So then she blocked the number. But I mean, I've been seeing this all over the place. So you really have to be careful. I don't know, have any of you gotten those texts? Oh, you did? Oh, yes. You have. Okay. So I started seeing it. So this happened to her like last Tuesday, and I started seeing it all over Facebook of people saying this. So of course me, right? If I got that text, I'd be like, yeah, where are we going for coffee, man? I would like a double shot, please. Yeah, right? So that's just a warning. And there's actually a number. So what you do is you don't respond at all, because then they'll know the number's active. So don't respond, and then you forward it to 7726. So that, I guess that is the spam blocker, right? And then you block the number after, and you do not respond. So that's key. And you don't buy any cryptocurrency, right? So let's just no coffee, no cryptocurrency. Let's just block the number and move on with our lives, right?
Yes, amen.
Yes. So anyway, I just, that started circulating, and I just thought we needed to say something about that, because we want everyone to be safe, especially around the holidays, right?
Definitely. Amen, yes.
All right, so you, sir.
Yes.
You're looking around. What's happening? So Larry Johnson, you are the co-founder of Life Builders. You and your wife, Marilyn.
Yes.
You started this how long ago?
20 years.
Okay.
When I was thinking of you commenting on 97 sessions,
yes,
near 100, where you'll have a big event.
Yes.
20 years this year.
Really? Maybe we can combine our events.
I like that. It's about the same time,
Is it
actually.
really?
We're having our gala this year on November 6th.
Nice. Oh, it
Very
is around the
excited.
same. It is the same time.
It is. Yes. So
I have a gown. I
congratulations.
have a gown.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you so much. So, Life Builders, what does that mean?
Well, it started out by realizing that Detroit was in distress in the mid-2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife and I were looking for something that we could do that would make a difference for the rest of our lives. Because we've been flitting around to a number of missions and organizations around the world after we sold our business in the early 90s. And the Lord just laid on our heart, why don't you do something in Detroit? Detroit's in distress. The perfect storm hit Detroit with corporate bankruptcies, with political scandal, etc. And we just got called to the Regent Park community. I mean, every neighborhood around was in distress. This was near where we were living at the time, which was in Grosse Pointe. And we just decided to go to Regent Park and see if we could make a difference with no plans whatsoever for this to morph into what it has.
Have you ever run a nonprofit before?
No, never. No.
So you come up with this idea and you know the area. And then so you pick the area and then what do you decide? What are the wraparound services, I guess, that you decide to put in place?
We picked the area because it was close to Grosse Pointe. We figured that we could convince a lot of our friends to volunteer. Well, what we didn't know is that it was Detroit's most dangerous zip code, and a lot of people didn't want to come and serve and volunteer in the community. We also didn't realize what distress or despair or hopelessness really looked like. It was overwhelming from time to time. And there weren't a lot of people that wanted to come and invest at the time to help turn around the neighborhood. So back to your question about transformation and what do we do? Well, we do a number of things. Housing was a mess. There was tremendous amounts of blight and abandonment. It was things like I'd never seen before. And people were living with no hope whatsoever. Blinds were closed. People were never outside. There were no parks for the kids to play in, etc. And we just put one foot in front of the other and just took these things on ourselves in the beginning until we gained some traction.
How long did it take for you to gain traction?
It took us 5 to 7 years before we gained traction with what we were doing. And the community began to accept us because, we were coming in as a white couple coming into the community. And a lot of people were saying, what are you doing here? What's your gig, et cetera?
Right. What's your motive, right?
Exactly right. Until they realized that we had come to help to lift people up, to encourage them. And then people start to join us, both from the suburbs and from the community itself. And now we see today, give you a short story, the police department was out on Friday. We were giving them a tour of the community because they had changed commands. And one of the officers had lived on the east side of Detroit. So as we were finishing our tour, the captain said, I cannot believe what I'm seeing here today. She said, I lived here 20 years ago. And she said, going through here today, to seeing what's been accomplished through your advocacy and hard work and how the Lord has blessed your work, I can hardly believe it. So that was really encouraging. And, it's the tour that people take of the community. You can go to our website, which is amazing, but when you actually take the tour around the community and see what's happened.
And you see it for yourself,
and
right?
You got it, bro.
Yeah.
When you see it for yourself, it's like, oh my gosh, the community has been resurrected. It's very exciting.
So the one thing that you just said that kind of hit me was that I said, well, how long did it take for you to be successful or to start, gaining traction? You said 5 to 7 years? That is a long time to hang in there and to just keep plugging away. I mean, that says volumes.
I quit about 40 times.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to drive the kids home from the programs in the evening, and I would come back to the house. We eventually moved into the community from Grosse Pointe.
Okay.
And I would come home after driving the kids home, and I would tell Marilyn, that's it. I quit. And, of course, she would say, we said we were going to stick with this. We're going to stick with it. So
did you guys give yourselves a time frame, or it was just, this is what we're doing, and we're not leaving until we're good and established?
The latter.
Really?
When we made the commitment to do it, we just decided this is what we're going to do with the rest of our lives. And so here we are. Okay.
So from 20 years ago to today, how much has changed?
Oh my gosh. There's been close to $20 million now of investment made in the community, housing values, stability in the community, kids programs, new park, early childhood education center, and some enormous projects that we're working in partnership with other large developers, which are planning to come online here in the next 2 years. So
Really?
we're really, the city's got behind us, but it took a while. They needed to see that, the work was real, that we were staying, and we had already made substantial investment ourselves on our
Right.
own. And then people began to say, hey, maybe this is for
Guess
real.
they're sticking around.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Okay, so Noah, you
Mhm.
are his grandson.
Mhm.
I am.
And so now you are the deputy director?
Yes.
Okay, so you are, so how has this been for you? You've been in the area this whole time, right?
I have.
Okay, so
yeah.
you've kind of seen this.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I still remember the conversations early on about what are we gonna call this organization?
Yeah, I was just gonna
What
ask.
are we gonna?
Yeah.
Well, we know what we want to do, but
Right.
how are we gonna do it? And
So how did you decide of Life Builders?
Larry, I think that question was aimed.
Yeah,
toward you,
Grandpa.
right?
No.
Well, what we really felt like we were going to help build lives and not to get hung up on, spending 3 months trying to figure out a name. We just said, Life Builder sounds good. And that's what we did. So not a lot of thought. We just named it
It just
Life
came to
Builders,
you,
and here
and
we
that's
are.
what it is.
There we are, yes.
Okay, so Noah, how long have you officially been involved?
I did my first internship with the ministry in 2017, I believe. Yeah. So I was on and off. I was living in Chicago at the time, so would come back and help run some camps and stuff.
Okay.
But then full time, I've been with them for about the past 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how is it working with family?
It is at the same it altogether the greatest opportunity to grow, and also provides a fair share of difficulties of things that you don't run into when you're just clocking in, clocking out, going
Right.
to work with people that you
When
don't
you're not
see all the
invested,
time.
right?
Yeah.
There's a difference between going to a job and, like you just said, clocking in and then going home and not really thinking about it till the next day. But when this is yours, it's like I was up all night worried about this conversation.
Yeah.
But it is different because you're invested,
Yes.
right? And so you as a family have been invested.
For sure. I
And-
mean, when you leave Life Builders and you go to a family dinner to celebrate someone's birthday and you're still talking about Life Builders, it
That's
shows this is something deeper, than
Right.
just what we do. It's something that means a lot to us. So
Just building on what Noah said. So we covenant many times. Marilyn and I will say, now when the family comes over tonight, we are not
talking.
talking about Life Builders.
How's that work out?
So we make it about 3 minutes, and then
I'm going to time you. It's like, that's it. No work. No work. And it's like, so, hey, did you see that plant, right? What about those coffee beans,
yeah,
right?
that's right, right.
So, Noah, your focus is what, more on families or the kids, youth programs? What is your focus?
a lot of my focus with the ministry over the years has been on the programmatic side.
Okay.
So I've helped I've ran our summer day camp multiple years. I've done quite a bit of help with after school programs and a lot of the different kids and family ministry side of our work.
Okay.
And as time has gone on, I've gradually gotten more and more involved in the housing and development side and some of the financial side of what we do as well. So.
Okay. So if you, I'm cheating. I'm looking at my note because I wanted to ask you this. So what does it mean to you to kind of carry out and live your grandparents' legacy?
It's a great question. My grandparents are some of the best examples of sacrificing for the betterment of others. And when they could have just kicked their feet up and coasted
Yeah.
and had what a lot of people would call the American dream of living out their days in vacation homes and golfing and maybe helping, a little bit here and there, getting involved, they said, we're going to commit to doing something that's really, really hard, but will have a lasting impact for generations. And that is a high calling. That's something that I don't take lightly. And honestly, from watching them over the years, if it were up to me, I don't know if I would be doing this because
"That's
it
it,
is
I
hard
quit."
work. Yes, exactly. Like Larry said, he quit 40 times. But when it's something that you're called to, there's no way to run from it. And so it's an honor to get to follow in their footsteps. I've learned so much from them and their example. Some of it that they've taught me outright and some of it just through observation. But It is something that I feel really blessed and honored. It's humbling in a lot of ways to get to follow in their footsteps.
That is so special. And I was so close
It
to
is.
my grandparents that I called them mom and dad. And so they're, very dear. And it's just amazing to hear you talk because I'm like, that was like me with my grandparents, because you just love them so much and you talk about unconditional love and that's what it is, and it's so special. Are you, Noah, moving it into, I mean, a different generation, obviously. So are there things that have had to, I don't want to say be updated, but are a different perspective maybe that you're bringing to it, do you think?
Uh, Humbly as I can,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and not looking to come in and make grand sweeping changes across the board because what's happened has been phenomenal. And so much of what Life Builders has accomplished has been because of the ways that we've modeled our work. Um, but at the same time, I know in a lot of ways, my role is to help scale the organization even beyond what we've done. And that requires some tweaking, some adjustments, some
Right.
changing here and there. At the same time, I don't know everything
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what I don't know. So wanted to come in as a learner at the same time, but offer expertise in the areas that I can.
That is amazing. And Tarsha, you are with Brilliant Detroit. And
Yes.
so do you guys know each other?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so you
we
do.
do.
Okay, so because it's so interesting, the ideas seems very similar,
Mhm.
right? But there's so much need out there
Mhm.
that it's never going to be a competition,
Right.
right? And so, okay, so Brilliant Detroit, pretty exciting for you guys lately too, right?
Yes, yes. We are an organization very similar where we're in community. We join with the community, and our focus is early childhood literacy. So our founders are Cindy Eggleton and Jim and Carolyn Bellison. We started about 8 years ago. And similarly, the need is there. There are probably less than 12% of children in Detroit read at grade level by the time they get to the third grade, and probably about 60,000 to uh, 65,000 children are in need of early childhood education services in the city of Detroit.
So what age does early childhood qualify? I mean, is that preschool or?
Our services are from belly to 8.
Okay.
So even prenatally, we work with parents and we help them to understand pregnancy. We help them to understand development for their children, and how even some things that parents do while their children are in utero
Mhm.
are actually going to be beneficial for their
Mhm.
children in learning and growing and developing. So we do services, we say from belly to 8, and we work with families, not just with children, because as we all know, you
Mhm.
cannot impact
Mm.
a child's life without impacting the caregiver's life, right? So our services are across education, health, and family support services. And then we say community development as well, because we work with, for, and by our communities.
And I think going back to the family aspect of this, because it is so important. I mean, so often we hear kids say, and my kids may even say it sometimes too, right? Like, oh, she doesn't know what's going on, or, she doesn't care, or I can't volunteer at the school that day, or, I mean, there are situations that the parent can't always be around, but when you have the whole family as a unit and they're being taken care of and they feel supported, that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
And so you guys kind of have these homes, right?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes. We have hubs. We call them hubs throughout the city of Detroit. If you ride through a neighborhood and you see a big, bright orange door, that is a Brilliant Detroit hub. And what we do is we listen to our communities. This is how we join with them. We go in, we do listening sessions. We meet with some of the pillars in that community. So individuals who have already been doing community service, community work, any of those neighborhood organizations that have been around for generations. And we listen and we take up everything that they say they need in their community, and then we join with them to bring in resources. So we partner with over 200 organizations to bring services right there to that community. And the community actually selects a home that could have been abandoned, dilapidated home in the community, and we renovate it and we make it into our community hub, where we offer all those services for the community within walking distance, so that anyone there can utilize those services for free.
that is amazing. And that also, the whole hub idea brings other people together. So not just families, but kind of like a support system, a bigger support system.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you guys are you going national?
We are.
You are. That's so
Yes.
exciting.
We are scaling as well, and we have had other communities who wanted to bring this model to their neighborhood because of the success. We've seen our kids go up 3 reading levels since we've provided services. So when other communities hear about that, they want to know, what are we doing?
Mhm.
How are we doing it? And they want to bring it to their community. So we are now Brilliant Cities, and
That's
our
awesome.
first city that we're going to expand to will be Philadelphia and then Chicago. And we actually have 45 cities on our waiting list across the
Really?
country.
That is amazing.
Mhm.
So how soon before Philadelphia is, I mean, before that's active or?
By the end of this year, we should have our first hub open. It's already been selected. We're already working with community partners in Philadelphia, and by the end of this year, we'll have open doors in Philadelphia.
Will they be orange?
Yes.
So when you are talking about this, I mean, you're smiling, and I can just, and actually all of you, we haven't gotten to you yet, but I know you're smiling too. But the whole idea of, I mean, I can tell that your work really means something to you personally. And I think that says volumes too, because again, going back to just a job thing, right? But when it touches you and you know you have this purpose, then it makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
how long before, what did you do before Brilliant Detroit?
Before Brilliant Detroit, I was in the world of child welfare. So I worked with families who were in crisis, who needed services to be reunited. Part of the end of my career, I started to realize that systematic ways of helping people really doesn't get to the root of what our communities and families need. So I started to develop a lot of prevention programs and programs that would help families stay out of the child welfare system, stay out of situations where they would need to be separated for safety reasons. And that's what really drew me to Brilliant Detroit, because working with families from zero, with children from 0 to age 8, is that preventative services, helping families understand how to build healthy attachments, how to have support systems within the neighborhoods.
And I would
are
think
really,
even how
really
to
important.
ask for help too, right?
Absolutely. Building those relationships, right? So that families do feel comfortable asking for supports and the things that they need. And like you said, it's very personal to me because I was born and raised in Detroit, on the east side of Detroit. So it's very meaningful to me to be able to give back to my community in this way.
So it goes through 8 years old. So what happens after the kids are 8?
So that's where our partners come in.
Okay.
And that's why we partner with over 200 organizations across the city. And we have what we call an aging out program. And we build relationships with those partners. So it's not just a referral service to someone, but it's someone that we know. And we know we've vetted those services. We know that our families are going to go there and actually receive those services, because we say, hold a spot for our Brilliant Detroit families. That's a part of our commitment and that relationship with our partners, so that our families can continue to receive the things that they need.
So I think from your background already, right, the child welfare system and that, and to say, okay, because we hear so often that kids age out of the system, right? And so then it's kind of like, well, what happens then? And the cycle doesn't stop because
Absolutely.
they don't know how to stop it.
Right.
So you guys are saying, well, till 8 years old, but you're like, but here,
Yeah. but
now
we
go on
have
to
a
the next
whole-
step, right?
Yep, we have a whole community. We have a whole neighborhood. We're building out community in that way, so that community is there to take care of one another.
And then the whole renovating homes, because that's you mentioned the blight, and so it's kind of solving it one house at a time almost, right?
Amen. Yes.
So how many hubs are there now?
Right now, we have 18 active hubs across the city of Detroit, one in Pontiac as well. And our goal is to get to 24, because when we get to 24 hubs, that is when you will see population impact in the city of Detroit. So we'll have kids that are actually ready, prepared for school, and able to read at grade level by the time they reach age 3. I'm sorry, reach grade 3.
That is amazing. So by then you'll be able to gauge that.
Absolutely. Yep. By the time we get to those 24 hubs.
Okay. So how long do you think?
Hopefully within the next year or two. There has been some things that have slowed down a little bit with the economic time that
For
we're
sure.
in for our nonprofits, but we are committed to 24 neighborhoods. So it will just be a matter of actually finding those hubs
Right.
and rolling those hubs out into being active and open.
So how cool will it be if these kids that you've helped suddenly start coming back when they're older, and say, oh, you know what? That orange door, that made a difference in my
Amen.
life.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And some of our kids who have already gotten to be aged out of our program do come back and read
How
to
cool.
younger children. Some of our families who have actually raised their children and have brilliant children work at our hubs now. So we hire from the community as
Nice.
well. So we do have an opportunity already to see some of those kids that are in middle school or even high school coming back to say they want to give back to the
Mhm.
community in the way that it was given to them.
And see, and that's kind of, I mean, that's what you guys are all about too, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Definitely.
How encouraging to see your vision for 24 hubs. And you think about these things going on in conjunction with what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can just imagine, what the city of Detroit will be like in another 10 or 15 years with the impact of these kids coming back
Oh, yeah.
and serving, not dissimilar from our scholarship program at the Parkway Christian.
Mm-hmm.
We're sending kids, we're scholarshiping them to a Christian school in Sterling Heights. Our big idea behind that is these kids will get this high quality education and then come back and serve in our community, maybe for a year, maybe for 2 years, maybe they'll give their lives, to the work that we've been called to.
Yeah, that is amazing. You guys are touching my heart today. Thank you. But of course, to get from one Life Builders to one Brilliant Detroit, you need a car. How do you like that segue?
Yeah, well,
So Nick, hi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So you are a mechanic by trade, right?
Yes.
And you have a shop in Troy.
Yeah.
Okay. But your whole thing is you're the founder
Yep.
of Low Income Auto Repair.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what this is and how you started this.
So back in 2015, I noticed like a lot of the customers that were coming in was a wide range. One thing that I noticed that a lot of people were like hesitating with like car repairs,
Mm-hmm.
especially cost of like repairs can get really high really quick. So one thing that I made a perspective to think about is okay, well, everybody's trying to accommodate like the people that have the money. What about the people that don't have the money? So what I did was I designed a program in 2015, which is the low income program, and we made it into a discounted program where customers can apply based off the monthly income, and based off the monthly income, they get discounts across the board. So someone that doesn't make much can qualify up to 25%. Well, 25% makes a big difference on a car bill. So we took it in effect, used the program at my facility in Troy, and it just became a big hit. A lot of companies were reaching out, asking about the program, how it operates. We got a lot of customers that are applying a lot.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, so let's face it. If something happens with your car, and not just a tire, but if something happens with your car, like a transmission, or I'm trying to think of all my car words, like transmission. What else? I blew a clutch once. Does that count? But the whole idea of, I mean, if you don't have that emergency fund, you're either not going to get your car fixed, or something is going to go by the wayside, and that might be medicine,
right.
it might be food.
That's right.
I mean,
That's
you
right.
you just don't know, right?
Right.
we get a lot of customers too that when they apply, like they got a lot of medical issues that like they have to accommodate for their kids or single parents or retiree or even students, that try to, get back on their feet. So this program is made for everybody in general. So you don't have to be a low income. You can be just a regular person that is just getting by, not able to, not make enough money where you are able to accommodate and get your car repaired at the same time.
So you are actually in other states too, aren't you?
Yeah, we're in Michigan, Ohio, and Florida. California keeps on knocking on my doors.
Really?
Yeah.
What part of California? I lived there for quite a while.
A nice big range. But baby steps, we're working our way until we finish, accomplishing these 3 states, and then we're going to start working our way through. So that's our goal.
So what is, I guess, I don't even know if this is a fair question, but what is the biggest car problem you guys see? Is it standard, or is it just vary?
A lot of it all varies. Depends to like on the environment you're in. Like each state's a little bit different. Like Michigan, obviously we have a lot of potholes, so we get a lot of suspension repairs. So you'll see like people's wheels like almost coming off for how bad like the speed like the bumps
That's
are.
why you never have your radio very loud, so you can hear when that happens, right?
True. But yeah, like we get like a wide range of different kind of customers for different kind of repairs. So we do everything except collision. being
Okay.
in North America, you have to have insurance. So that covers the collision part.
Mhm.
But from maintenances, from car repairs, from, diagnosing or, any type of service, like we're there to, help out
How many people do you think you've helped since you started this?
a lot,
I'm sure.
a lot, like
Yeah.
a
And
lot.
then how did you decide to actually branch out to other states with this?
Well, a lot of different companies are reaching out when they're Googling us, and they're reaching out and asking about the program. And slowly but surely, we started to like, you know what, like the demand is very like it's high, it's there. So might as well let's make it to something that can benefit for everybody. So we ended up, design the program now where it's a mobile base, where now customers can just pick and choose the repair facilities under our umbrella.
There's an app for that?
Mhm.
Yes,
Oh. So
and
okay, let me ask you this. So if I'm obviously in Michigan, but I'm driving to Florida and something happens,
yeah,
am I covered?
yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
love that.
Yes, it's national. So,
Mhm.
for example, if you're a
Mhm.
resident in Florida and you're driving up to Michigan, your
Mhm.
car breaks down, the neat thing about the app, you can pick and choose the repair facility in your GPS area. After you set your appointment up with that repair facility, or if it's an urgent matter, the app will actually ask you, do you need a tow?
Oh.
So if that facility doesn't offer a tow, it'll give you a second recommendation of a tow company that can pick up your vehicle, take you to that repair facility to get that vehicle repaired for you.
That's amazing because I
Wow.
know when you're broken down, right? You don't,
Mm.
first of all, you're panicking probably, right? There's a
Yeah.
bit of panic there. And especially if you're in an area you don't know.
Mhm.
So I'm glad there's an app for that.
Yeah. And the neat thing about it is like as a customer, let's say if you qualify, for example, like 15 or 25%, that's 25% across the board. So towing, roadside assistance, quick lube, or auto repair, like you're getting that 25% across the board no matter what, because it's locked in under your income.
Oh.
So no matter what, you're still saving money, even if you're traveling to a different state
Mhm.
or you're in your local state as well, too.
That is amazing. Okay, so what do you say? So you're using, I mean, a trade, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so you've used your trade for impact, which is so interesting. What do you say to somebody out there who may be another mechanic or somebody who says, you know what, there's got to be a way that I can help people. How did you get the desire or the bravery, I guess, to start this?
So, being like a repair shop owner, we all know like in this field, it's like a roller coaster. We have the goods and we have the bad. The neat thing about this is one, you're gaining customers, you're building a good relationship with the the people in the area, with the community as well too. Not just that, those customers that you're coming in and you're helping, they're going to be talking very highly about you.
Mhm.
So doing that, obviously, good word of mouth is hard to come by. So when you're giving back to the community is
Oh,
going to give
yeah.
back to you. So one thing that I learned, even for example, like COVID, we had COVID,
Mhm.
and a lot of people weren't working. A lot of people just collecting, money from the government, stuff like that. But when that money cut out, I was already seeing the impact on my end because the applications that were coming in were massive.
Mm.
I was like, okay, something's not right here. Like, what's going on? Coming down to it, a lot of people were getting cut off on the assistance that the money that they were getting from the government, or they lost their job. So the neat thing about this program was able to accommodate all these people and get them in and able to get their car fixed, take their kids to school or to the doctor appointments, stuff like that. So it was made to like help out the community together. So everybody is back on the road. They don't have to suffer. They don't have to, hurt the pocket when it comes
Mhm.
to, getting the car repaired, stuff like that. So it's a positive thing, you can say.
So during COVID, I was still, I was anchoring at WWJ and I was going into the studio every day. So it was such a bizarre time already. But to be on the roads because there were hardly anyone, hardly any cars. You were never stuck in traffic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In fact, people, I mean, it seemed like it was even proven that people were driving even crazier
Yeah.
because they thought they had the rule of the road, right? So they
Mhm.
were just speeding, and we saw a lot of deadly crashes
Mhm.
because people just thought, oh, well, there's nobody here. I
Mhm.
can just go 100 miles an hour and be good.
Mhm.
So you must have had some impact for that to stop, right? When people weren't
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah. We seen an impact on that. It's like how can I explain it the best way? When the demand is there, you got to figure out a best way to accommodate the demand.
Mhm.
So for us, having this program during COVID, I actually went full force with it
Yeah.
because I had it launched since 2015 and I had my other company. So I was more focused on the other company, not realizing that this program is actually a really good program that the demand is so high that I didn't realize how big the demand is,
Hmm.
to the point where, you could say the demand is in the millions.
Wow.
So when you think about it, okay, well, you have all these customers that are looking to get their car fixed, can't accommodate to, get the car fixed because they don't have the money for it. So our goal is to get more providers on board to accommodate that volume and be able to get that screening through. So our goal is to get all the providers on board. The more providers we have on board, the more volume that they can start pushing in and get these customers back on the road so they're able to accommodate, the daily lives.
So if a provider wanted to reach out to you, how is that process?
So they can go visit our website.
Okay.
It gives you a choice if you're a customer or a provider. You just click on which one you are. And then once you sign up, it goes through the questionnaire. And once you create your profile, and then right away you get listed on the app. And then from there, you're able to accept these customers that are on the app that are looking for repair facilities to get on board.
So I was on your website today, like
Thank
4:00 in the morning. I'm like, oh, I need a password. Oh, I need.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, she's right here. And then of course the whole tire issue. Never mind. Well, thank you. I feel like there's like a synergy here that you could all like work together or something, right? Is there a?
Well, we might need to grab coffee after
Oh, and
that.
speaking of which, I just happen to have some. So this is awesome because these are your beans.
Those are our beans.
These
yes.
are your beans. So tell me a little bit about this because this makes me super happy.
Well, you know what? Short story. I was a wine collector many years ago. Had a cellar at the Merchant of Vino. I don't know if you remember those days.
Yes.
And I transferred all that interest I had in wine at one point in
Yeah.
time. Not that I don't still like a nice glass
Are you a
of wine.
sommelier or no?
No. Oh, not at all.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And I transferred it to coffee and coffee beans, the right distilled or spring water, fresh roasted beans, ground with a bird grinder, etc. And finally, I just love that 1 or 2 great cups of coffee in the morning. So that's a result of
Smells so good.
that sort of passion or interest
Mm-hmm.
that I've had in coffee, and sort of Noah's picked it up, and we're going to see how people respond. We're going to actually roll this out at our gala on
Oh, so this
November
really
6th.
isn't. This is not.
Well, you
public.
get it. You're getting an
Oh, I'm
early
getting-
one. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I thought you were joking. I'm all, whatever. No, it is amazing. So what happens to what happens to the proceeds from these?
Goes to our ministry.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So it goes to the ministry. And then where will these be available?
They'll be available online. They'll be available at our ministry center on 8 Mile Road. Those 2 locations to start with. Well, we have I know you've been working on this. Well, we have like a page on our website where people can order
Yeah,
that sort
on
of
our
stuff.
store
Yeah.
with also things like our merchandise as well.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Speaking of merchant,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a billboard right now. I'm like, oh, look, I just happen to have a Life Builder
Love
sign.
it. We need to get a picture for the website of that.
Hey,
But
look.
yeah,
Catches my eyes.
we still try to keep everything pretty affordable. But
Okay.
the proceeds that does come in from that, we're able to put back, especially into our youth ministry, to focus on building up the kids and the
Okay.
teens in our community.
So youth ministry, what are the ages for your youth ministry?
We primarily focus on kindergarten through high school.
Okay.
And so our ranges are essentially the very start of grade school up until
Graduation.
graduating high school.
Okay.
And what's been really exciting is we've had so many of our high school graduates so impacted by our program, they voiced the desire for more support moving forward.
Oh,
And
so as they're older.
yeah. So
Okay.
now we're looking at continuing to roll out programs for our college age young adult group because over the last 20 years, a lot of people have come through the program
Oh, yeah.
and a lot still want to stay connected. So
Well, see, that speaks volumes for what you are doing,
Mhm.
right? And even Brilliant Detroit and even you, Nick. No, it really is amazing what you guys are doing. And I can't wait till that website's live, but I'm not sharing my coffee with anyone. Just saying, I'm a life builder, but
you get early access. Yeah.
well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I thought they were joking about that. They're like, this is not released, and I'm like, just give me the coffee. So what would you say to somebody who thinks, you know what, I'm just going to start a nonprofit, by golly?
Mhm. Well, it's harder than it appears.
Mhm.
The average life of a nonprofit is 5 years or less. It's far harder work, the fundraising side of it. And if you don't have a passion or a calling for it, I think it's just really difficult. But we've had the Lord laid this on our heart, and He provided the resources, the people to come alongside to encourage us, etc. And we've made it to this point. We've made it to the point that, when we grow up, like Brilliant Detroit, we'll have, other locations, I believe, around the metropolitan Detroit area because our model works. The holistic approach that we've taken with community development, it really works. And people see that when they come and visit and take a tour. They say, my gosh, you guys doing all these things, but look what's happened in the community. It's changed. Kids have a place to play. People are buying homes now. People are moving in instead of moving out.
And the doors
Kids
are
have
open,
opportunity.
right?
That's exactly
The
right.
doors are open, and
That's right.
and people are saying hi.
That's
It's a
right.
neighborhood.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Relationships being formed has been a huge part of this. And
Yes.
one of the ways we see that, especially, is in our senior citizens ministry. So many of our senior citizens in our community were largely isolated.
Yes.
And a huge part due to crime in our community.
Right. They
And
don't want to
so-
leave
yeah,
the house,
exactly.
right?
The risk is so high exposing yourself out there.
Right.
And so what we've been able to do is create a safe space for our seniors to come together, fellowship, establish friendships. And now these days, when they leave the program at Life Builders, they go grab a bite to eat together. People who didn't know each other before have now become
cool.
close friends. And so it's really special for us to see.
Oh yeah, that is amazing. So Brilliant Detroit, you have orange doors.
Yes.
I'm assuming you guys have green doors from the. So there's not going to be any competition with that, right? We're all good.
Yeah, the bright orange isn't, but
Isn't
we
your
love
thing.
it. We love it. So we haven't done that ourselves.
He's like, no offense, orange really isn't our tire.
Oh, it's neat.
It is. So what if? So do you guys need volunteers? I mean, Brilliant Detroit needs volunteers. We know you need providers. But how is the volunteer aspect for you? Because I know COVID kind of changed all that too for people.
It did. Thankfully, we've been able to continue to gain momentum since COVID. But with our programs continuing to expand, and we're seeing families and kids so interested in getting involved that our programs are growing significantly right now, which is an exciting thing. And at the same time, it leaves us saying, we need more people to come love on our children and our youth to build them up in the right ways. And so we're constantly looking for volunteers, whether it's to come on a regular basis and establish relationships with our kids.
Like
and love on them.
mentorship or-
Mentorship,
Okay.
exactly. Or even just coming on a one-off basis to do something like serve a meal at one of our programs. And we try to provide meals at pretty much all of our programs.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of ways for volunteers to get involved, even coming as a group to do something in our community like blight removal or a home renovation project. We have a lot of opportunities at Life Builds, and there's a huge need. So, as I'm sure with your work.
Yeah, very similar. We have a very large volunteer population at our locations. And depending on the community and the needs of that hub, we have community gardens at most of our hubs. So we get a lot of volunteers that'll come and tend to the gardens with the children as well. Read to the children. Like you said, we have repeat volunteers that come and build those relationships. A lot of our tutoring services are done by volunteers, and that is one of the most amazing things to see because our kids get used to that tutor, and that tutor carries them throughout the
Yes.
whole school year. So that's building a relationship both ways, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That individual to actually pour back into a child's life and help them and see them develop those skills, and for that kid to have that consistent person that's helping to support with homework and with reading is just beautiful to see. We also have organizations that come and do their volunteering to paint, to organize our clothing closets, to do some of our food distribution at our hub. So we definitely rely on our volunteers, and we have plenty of opportunities, and we have a great team that'll cater the volunteer opportunity to whatever it is your organization or your group wants to do, families and everything.
I was just going to say, okay, I've got 2 kids that I can be like, all right, come on now. We're going to go do this. We're going to go fix a car. We're going to go
There you go.
roast some coffee
There you
beans,
go. There you go.
paint a door.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do people, if they want to volunteer, I'm sure there's paperwork, there's vetting, there's a lot of stuff. So where do they start? Just the
Our
website?
website, yeah.
Okay.
On our website, we have a portal. People
Okay.
can reach out and express their interest in volunteering and select kind of whether it's reoccurring or one-off or what areas they're interested. And then our team will get in touch with them. And that's kind of when that process, like you said, will kick off, which looks different depending on, if you're working with kids or something or coming to paint, it, looks a little different for that process getting plugged in.
Do you ever have volunteers, and this goes for both of you, or all 3 of you, do you ever have a volunteer say, listen, I'm only going to do this one time, kind of like check the box, but then they keep coming back?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
We all
awesome.
do. Yeah, we all have that.
That's
Yeah. I hear everybody talking about how important support is, and organizations coming alongside of you to help you with our work. Well, in particular, we have a really exciting program starting here in a little while. We're partnering with Dale Carnegie, to bring their youth program to 20 of our teens in the community.
Really?
So, because back when I was in business, I ran all of our employees through the Dale Carnegie program, at least one of their training programs, and this will be such an encouragement, to the kids to have this hand up, if you will, going forward in their life. So we're really excited about that.
That is so awesome. So you said 20 kids will be
Yes.
doing that.
Mhm.
Okay, and then will this be the start of that, going like a rolling?
That's
program?
the big idea. As a
Okay.
result of the success from this first go around with this program, we'd like to see offering this a couple times a year going forward.
Some of that will largely depend on getting support for that.
Mhm.
Buy
because-
coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right, yes.
But that is a program that we've already had some relationship with Dale Carnegie.
Okay.
Seen some awesome results from our kids and others going through it to an extent. And we believe, especially our kids are the future of our community. And so investing in them powerfully with something as huge as this Dale Carnegie intro program, we believe is going to have awesome results moving forward.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to continue way into the future.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
That is amazing. Okay, so listen, we are going to take a break in just a minute, but I'm going to ask you each a question before we go, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, so you got to wait, okay? Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to introduce you to Jerry. He is a patient from the Nerve and Disc Institute, Dr. Kogan. He is the founder, and he literally is helping people deal with chronic pain, and it has been amazing. I've talked to so many of his patients, and they were either going to have surgery, whether it was hip surgery, back surgery, bulging disc, and the medication, the pain medication that is sometimes prescribed for that. He does everything holistic and really works hard because he's actually suffered from chronic pain himself. So he kind of knows what people are going through. So whether it's back pain, sciatica, bulging disc, Dr. Kogan can help you, but he has helped Jerry. Let's watch. Okay, so I am sitting here with Jerry, and Jerry, you are one of Dr. Kogan's patients, and
Yes.
you, I overheard you say one day that you were suffering in chronic pain, and you referred to it as the angry knot. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the angry knot was in my right buttocks, and it kept me from sleeping and sometimes sitting. I'd feel it laying down. I did a lot of stretching to help combat it. That helped some. I also was prescribed opioids to deal with the pain. That helped some too.
Right.
But I didn't want to rely on those. And I think I had this condition for decades.
Okay, and you even have said that you retired a little bit earlier because of this pain.
I did, because sleep was getting so hard to get. And once I would finally get to sleep late at night, I just needed to keep sleeping, which doesn't work very well with a
With a
regular
job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, you got to get out of bed sometime, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you ended up, after suffering for so long, you did end up going to see Dr. Kogan, and that was because you heard all his ads, right? All the media advertising and stuff?
I did.
Okay, and you finally just decided to try it.
Well, I did. I tried everything else. I went to pain management doctors, had epidurals and other shots. I went to a high-intensity laser light treatment, which helped a little bit, but it didn't really address the problem.
And it didn't stick probably, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The help that provided was temporary. And at some point you realize you got to do something. You can't keep living like this.
It affects your quality of life.
Absolutely.
Right? So-
Every day.
Okay.
So I went to the Nerve and Disc Institute, talked to Dr. Kogan, and started treatments.
And how long were you in those treatments?
Probably about 6 months. I'm still doing maintenance treatments
Right.
now,
Okay.
which I think is valuable. But yeah, probably about 6 months. And
But
then I was starting to feel, well, I'm not exactly sure of the time frame.
Okay, but 6 months of no injections. This is all
Right.
right. This is all natural, and I think there's a big table involved, right?
Well, yeah, they put you on your back on a table. That's the intradisc neutrosis treatment, I think it's called,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a targeted traction.
Okay.
It gently opens and allows to close again your vertebrae, opens up the space between them,
Mm-hmm.
allowing nutrients and fluids to get in there. And the idea is that the disc will heal itself. Now that sounds a lot more appealing than surgery.
For sure. And downtime, right?
And
because you can
downtime.
actually drive yourself to the office, drive
Oh,
yourself
yeah.
home, and all of that.
Well, and all the pain you would go through rehabbing from a surgery on
Right.
your spine.
Right. Yeah. No, that is amazing. So tell me this. When your initial appointment with Dr. Kogan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what was your pain?
It wasn't constant pain, but when I had it, it was like a 7 or 8.
Okay. And now that you see him for maintenance, what is your pain on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, probably 0.
Love that.
Yeah, you bet.
Well, I do know you have a birthday coming up, so happy birthday. And,
Thank you.
Just the idea of living in chronic pain and then being able to do stuff that you never thought you'd do. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's like I have a whole new life in front of me now.
And that is amazing.
It's priceless.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So, as we heard Jerry say, Dr. Kogan was really just made a huge difference in his life. And again, non-surgical, non-invasive, all natural. The name of that procedure is called intradisc neutrosis. And again, holistic, no pain medication. And I hear even my aunt just had back surgery and the pain medication involved. You just don't feel like yourself. You can barely function. You certainly can't drive, so it makes a big difference. And not only does he do that, but for sciatica, spinal stenosis, also bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs, really, he can help you out with any of that, and just go and meet with him. They do have 3 locations, Farmington, Clinton Township, and Grand Blanc. And you can find all of the information at nervediscinstitute.com, or you can call, and that number is 586-416-DISC. And here's the bonus plan. If you mention Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, you'll actually get 50% off your treatment plan. So you really, it is worth a phone call. It is worth a visit and to meet him. And for anyone who's saying, that name sounds kind of familiar, he's like the doctor. He was the doctor to the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Tigers. So he's a well-known guy. So you can trust him for sure. So give him a call, man. So I had told you before we talked to Jerry that I was going to ask you each a question. So Nick, I'm going to start with you. If you were to meet your younger self for coffee, what would you tell him?
Stay consistent. Don't give up. The road is always going to be bumpy, but no matter what, just stay focused and you'll reach that end. That's why I see it.
You act like you knew that question.
No, that's like every morning, like I tell myself, you got this. Don't worry.
I love that.
There's ups and downs. It's okay. Just keep on going. It's not going to stop.
Okay,
So-
that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and how about you?
I didn't know that question. And I would say that I would tell my younger self to dream big. To just dream big and trust the process, and things will work out.
I love that. Okay, Noah, you're up.
I think I would say let it go. Remember, you're not really in that much control. And as a Christian, I'm like, I know and believe that I'm in God's hands. And so in my world and everything going on in my life, I learned to not stress over the little things, let things go, and continue to move forward.
I love that. You're up, buddy.
You know, the American dream promises much,
Mhm.
but serving others and giving your life away to a cause, to other people, is far more rewarding. Choose that course. Put others first. Die to yourself.
Mm.
Give your life away to something. It's far richer. You know, what's promised with all the trappings and of success, etc., that are available in the world.
Thank you. I
Mm.
love that. You know, and that's actually something that I do try to teach my kids to some degree. You know, honestly, I really try to, to instill in them, listen, we do have to like give control up sometimes. You can't, yes, you want to duke it out with each other, but you have to step away and you have to calm yourself. And letting it go, I think at any age would be a valuable lesson. And I wish I would have learned it so many more years ago, because it stays with you all your life if you don't let something go. Right?
For
Yes.
sure. I think I'm still learning it. I'm sure a lot of us can
Yeah.
say that.
Right.
you know?
Yeah. I think we probably,
You
with
keep
different
relearning.
circumstances,
Yeah.
right? You have to keep going.
Mhm.
So thank you. I appreciate that so much. How can people find you? Give me your website.
LifeBuilderDetroit.com. All kinds of information there about us, ways you can reach us for various activities, including volunteering, giving, etc. It's all there.
Okay. And soon you'll be able to order coffee.
Yes, and we're excited to roll that out. If you're a coffee
We're gonna
lover,
roll that out.
check out our site, try it out.
You're going to have a subscription service.
Now that you mention it,
There you go.
Always thinking, man. I'm always thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. And give me your website.
brilliantcities.org.
Oh, it's changed.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yep,
Nice.
yep. So there you can find all of the cities. So you
Okay.
can find a link to Detroit as well as a schedule for each one of those individual hubs in the community. You can get their full daily schedule of activities so that you can participate in any of those things, volunteer, donate, all of that. There's links for everything at brilliantcities.org.
Awesome. Thank you. And all right, Nick, you're up. How can people find you and apply?
Just visit our website, larp.com.
I was wondering how to say that. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. It's short form, if you're using the low income program.
Right.
But we have the two sites up. So even if you want to look it up as low income auto repairs or
It shows
LARP,
up. Yeah.
they both showed up. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it takes you right to the website. Then, if you're a customer, you can apply. If you're a provider, you can apply as well too. So it accommodates both sides as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Seriously, thank you all so much. What a pleasure to meet all of you. We're like fast friends now. They don't know I'm crashing their gala. I'm coming to help paint a door, and you're fixing my tire.
I love it.
This is
I
how
love
this
it.
is
I love
all
it.
going to play out. I'm
Yes.
just letting you know now.
Yeah.
So, well, listen, thank you all for letting us know what transformation looks like, service, faith, and just everyday, commitment, just really giving back to the community. It just is amazing and such an inspiration, and to be going, all the years, right? The celebration you guys have coming up, and for you going national, and you having other states, I mean, come on, let California in. They're not that bad. All right. I can vouch for them. So thank you so much. So this has been show 97. So I expect to see you all at the 100 episode. I don't know what we're doing yet, but I'll have the party hats and the noisemakers.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So thank you again so much. And it has been my sincere pleasure to meet all of you. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
like I always say, we'll see you next week. Until then, keep the coffee hot. Bye-bye. See ya.